Hello guys, I'm Dr. Priscilla. I am the CEO and founder of Speak Excellent English. I'm not exactly sure what time my audience is going to come on, but I'm going to give you maybe just a moment, 1 minute. I'm going to give this 1 minute to get the audience together, and then I will begin. I'll just talk a few minutes. For me right now, it is 1:30 a.m. on Tuesday morning. And for those of you who were with me on my walk yesterday, I mentioned that I would be giving a live session sometime today, and this is the time that I'm giving that session. Right now, I'm just looking at my mobile, setting the time for 1 minute. At 1 minute, I will start our session. Start 1 minute. Well, it sent me to a YouTube to get me 1 minute. So let's see. There are a few people joining me now. And I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. It's very early morning for me, and perhaps midday for some of you, or it may very well be early morning. So tell me where you're calling in from today, and type that in the chat. Let me know where you're calling in from. I do have something to discuss with you today. However, if you have something that you would like for me to talk about, I would love to share that information with you. So thanks for the thumbs up. I'm not really sure who's sending me the thumbs up, but thank you so much. So that, I think that's Harry and Mushfik. Thank you for joining me today. I'm at home, and that is my that is my 1 minute. So let me turn my timer off. It's actually startled me. This timer startled me because this was not the tone that I normally have when I set my timer. Hello fam, how are you? It's good to have you join me as well. So what time is it where you are today, fam? Tell me the time. And also, those of you who are watching, let me know what country you're calling in from today. That's always so very interesting to me to know where people are calling in from. So, fam, where are you located? Where are you located? And I believe I have Harry and Mushbig. Let's see, that's Mushbig. Where are you located? And Harry. Let's see, Harry Krishna. Harry, K-R-I. S-H-M-A. Now, Harry and Musfig, maybe I've had you before. Okay, Azerbaijan, and it may be that even if you come on tomorrow, if I'm on tomorrow, I may ask you the same thing. This helps to get the dialogue. This helps with the algorithm, I think, with Facebook. Facebook somehow calculates something based on something, and I just want to give everyone that want to interact with me an opportunity to do so. My coach says that I need to make sure that my students, whether they're my paid students or my students who are coming for the added value, that I'm giving you the recognition, the appreciation that you're coming on, and you're helping me to boost my ratings. So thank you so much for that. And Mushfik, it is 9:30, so you should be at work maybe at this time, or maybe it's your morning break. I'm not really sure. Today, as I always say, I want you to listen to the enunciation, the way that I actually pronounce my words, put sentences together, and use phrases. However, if you make a suggestion while I'm here, especially since I'm at home, I'll try to answer it in very great detail. Now I'm moving to another screen. You can only see the one screen, but I'm going to go to another screen, and I want to talk to you about paragraph writing. I want to talk to you about paragraph writing. And this will be beneficial for those students that will be taking an IELTS exam or the TOEFL exam. I want to also invite you all to join my YouTube channel. Let me go ahead and find that YouTube channel so that you can join my YouTube channel if you're not already a member of my YouTube channel. I will post that YouTube channel in just a moment. Home, Control C, and here is my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So here's the link to my YouTube channel. So Mushfik, have you joined? Are you already a member of my YouTube? Harry, what about you? Have you subscribed to my YouTube channel? And I may continue to ask you all to do that, because it is important that not only you become a member of Speak Excellent English, the talking group, but it's important that you become a member of my Facebook group along with YouTube. Fam, are you a member of the YouTube channel? Please consider becoming a member of the YouTube channel. With that said, we're going to talk today about writing. This is just a basic paragraph, writing a basic paragraph. So when we're writing a basic paragraph, I'm going to give you a prompt, and a prompt that you might see if you're writing a basic paragraph from the IELTS. It may be, should rich countries help poorer countries when they suffer natural disasters? ASTRS. Okay, so the prompt that you might receive is, should richer countries help poorer countries when they suffer a disaster? That is the question that we will be talking about today. I posted my YouTube channel, hoping that you will take a moment and subscribe, and then come right on back over here to the Facebook group. Again, thank you for those of you who are watching the live and interacting. If you are someone that will watch the video, that will be good also, the replay. So that is the question. Should rich countries help poor countries when they suffer natural disasters? Okay. Now, to answer that, the first thing I want you to do is be able to paraphrase the prompt. And if I were to paraphrase the prompt, I would say something like this. To paraphrase, I would say, I'm going to type what I would say, and you will use this information to help you develop your writing abilities. Let me get back to the link to the area where I can write. And this is what I would write. I would write, this is me paraphrasing what I would write. Natural disasters are circumstances beyond the control, B-E-Y-O-N-D, beyond the control of individuals and or countries. In my opinion, rich countries should help poorer countries when a disaster occurs. Okay, so that is what I would write to paraphrase. So keep in mind, it's very important that you paraphrase the prompt that is given to you. You want to get as many points as you possibly can and stay within the number of words that you are being asked to write. Hi Yagesh, thank you so much for joining me today. And we are talking about a prompt that you may find on the IELTS exam. So some of you are preparing for the IELTS exam, and I have paraphrased the prompt, and it reads, natural disasters or circumstances beyond the control of individuals and or countries. Okay, I've got that misspelled, so let me see if I can spell that correctly. See if I can edit my work. I don't think I can edit. Yes, I can. Edit. So this should be countries, C-O-U-N-T-R-I-E-S, countries. In my opinion, rich countries should help poorer countries when a disaster occurs. That is the paraphrase. Okay? Are there any questions about that? Are there any questions about that? Hey, Sophie. It's good to have you here with me today. I just invited everyone to be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you like what I'm doing here in this session and you want to join the Academy, the Speak Excellent English Academy, please know that that Academy is available every month for as long as you wish to be a member, and it is only $19.97 per month. All right. Now, the second thing that we need to do, now that we have paraphrased, we need to create a list of words. In this case, you would number your paper 1, 2, and 3. I'll show you how I would do that. You would number your paper 1, and you would put in 1 word, 2 words, or 3 words. It's totally up to you. So you would have 1, and then you would have 2. It's the same thing. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? And the reason we're doing this is because we're going to have 3 paragraphs. We're going to have 3 paragraphs. We're going to have paragraph 1, paragraph 2, and paragraph 3. All right. In another session, I have taught to you about vocabulary words. If you have followed me on my daily walks, you have been in the environment where we are creating academic vocabulary. So we're going to use our academic vocabulary to create sentences. And the vocabulary words that we're going to use for We can use one word, two words, or three. So the first word that we're going to use, and remember, we have already summarized the prompt, okay? We've summarized the prompt to read natural disasters or circumstances beyond the control of individuals and or countries. In my opinion, rich countries should help poor countries when a disaster occurs, okay? So in paragraph 1, where you see the number 1, I'm going to use the word damage. So for number 1, I'm going to put damage. For number 2, I'm going to use the words death or survival. And for 3, I'm going to use hospitalization, medical attention. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use for my 1, 2, and 3. Now that we have our 1, 2, and 3, we're going to make a complete sentence using number 1. We have to come up with a sentence for each of the 1, 2, and 3. For sentence number 1, let me make sure that there aren't any questions. Let me make sure that there aren't any questions. And I hope that you are following along with me. Okay, so Yogesh, you're preparing. What are you preparing for, Yogesh? Tell me, what are you preparing for? Are you preparing to take one of the English proficiency exams? If you are, this is going to be ideal for you. This is going to be ideal for you. Again, please subscribe to my channel because you will get lots of information on how to prepare for the IELTS exam. Again, if anyone has questions, you can ask those questions and I will try and answer those questions for you here. All right, so we're looking at the first sentence, and in our first sentence, I'm going to use, I have to be sure to use the word damage. So I'm going to write my first sentence. My first sentence is going to be natural disasters can cause a lot of damage. I'm capitalizing the word damage so you'll know that that is the word I'm using. So that was my first sentence. My second sentence, remember, I need to use the words death or survival. My second sentence is going to be to the death remember, I used the word death or survival, those three words, the death rate or survival rate can be extremely high during a disaster. Okay, so that is my second sentence, and then my third sentence is going to be, let's see, the third sentence is going to be, I have to use the words hospitalization, medical attention. So I will write, many people will require hospitalization and medical attention during a disaster. Okay, so there. we are almost finished with our writing of that paragraph for the prompt. And it is amazing how quickly you'll be able to do this. But I can tell you that it isn't easy to do this alone. You probably will need to have coaching, but if you can follow this just by looking at this YouTube video, you will do well with your basic writing. This is just the first paragraph. The second paragraph, you will do the same thing, and then your last paragraph will be to put all of these sentences together and then summarize it in your conclusion. So let me show you what we have so far. And it doesn't appear that anyone has a question for me. So I'm going to tell you that I'm going to go back up again. The first thing that you're going to do is write your 3 lines, 1, 2, and 3. You're going to find words that would relate to the prompt. Then you're going to write a sentence for each of the 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to put it together. The first thing that we need to do is write our summary. Should rich countries help poor countries when they suffer natural disasters? You will need to find your own summary. So I'm going to write the summary for you again. And I'm going to put it here. First, I'm going to put it there. The next thing that I'm going to do, you can't see what I'm doing at this moment because I'm going back up to look at my sentences to get them for you. Now I'm going to get my first sentence, and my first sentence is my first sentence has the word damage, my second sentence has the word death or survival, and the third sentence has hospitalization, medical attention. So here's my sentence number 1. Control C. And my sentence number 2. The death rate can, Control C. The death rate can, what else did I say? Be extremely high during it, can be EXTRE, extremely high during a disaster. And sentence number 3, I'm looking for my sentence number 3. And my sentence number 3. Here's sentence number 3. And sentence number 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, let me go over here and get sentence number 3 because I can't see it. Sentence number 3 is going to be, many people will require medical attention during a disaster. Okay, so there we are. So here we have our first paragraph. Natural disasters are circumstances beyond the control of individuals and or countries. In my opinion, rich countries should help poor countries when a disaster occurs. Natural disasters can cause a lot of damage. The death rate or survival rate can it should be can be extremely high during a disaster. Many people will require hospitalization and medical attention during a disaster. That is a great paragraph that you can use when you're doing the writing. Let's see if I can get this. Can be. Okay, so now I can press the enter key. So that would be a great paragraph. Now let's take a look at what we need to do. For those of you who are familiar with my that PAT, P-A-T, which is phrasal verbs, academic vocabulary, T for transitional phrases, P for phrasal verbs, A for academic vocabulary, and T for transitional phrases, PAT. If you're familiar with the PAT, then you'll know that we will go back into our document and add transitional phrases. So this is PAT equals phrasal verbs, A equals academic vocabulary, and T equals transitional phrases. So that's what PAT is. This is what PAT stands for. Phrasal verbs, academic vocabulary, and transitional phrases. Please, please, please always remember that academic vocabulary for my training purposes is going to be any word that is 3 or more syllables. 3 or more syllables. That's academic vocabulary. Now that you have your academic vocabulary, we need to go in and put in the academic vocabulary. So here is our new paragraph. This is our new paragraph using PAT. This is our new paragraph using PAT. Natural disasters are circumstances beyond the control of individuals and or countries. In my opinion, rich countries should help poor countries when a disaster occurs. Now, we don't need to add any transition phrases, academic vocabulary, or phrasal verbs in the first part. We'll do this in the second part, where we have natural disasters can cause a lot of damage. Now we're going to use a phrasal verb. I'm going to put the PAT in capital letters so that you can see those now. Natural disasters can cause a lot of damage, comma. Also, that's our transitional phrases. That is our also is a transitional phrase. Also, and I'm going to bring up the death rate. The death rate or survival rate can be extremely is a academic word, so we'll keep that one. Now I'll capitalize it. Extremely high during a disaster. And then we're going to put in addition, which is transitional phrase, in addition, many people will require hospitalization and medical attention we need to have a phrasal verb. So go on, ride on, go over. Remember, phrasal verbs are usually 2 words, sometimes 3. So will require hospitalization and medical attention, and as they go over to the facility that can provide the best possible care for injuries and hardships. During a disaster, which is a 3-syllable word. So there we have it. So now let's take a look at what we have, and we'll stop there for today. Let's look at our last paragraph, and I want to say, those of you who will watch the replay, I hope that it will make it will be clear, and if you have questions, you can ask me. So here's our paragraph. This is just the first paragraph, though. Natural disasters are circumstances beyond the control of individuals and or countries. In my opinion, rich countries should help poor countries when a disaster occurs. That was the paraphrase of the prompt. Now here's your first paragraph. Natural disasters can cause a lot of damage. Also, the death rate or survival rate can be extremely high during a disaster. In addition, many people will require hospitalization and medical attention as they go over to the facility that can provide the best possible care for injuries and hardships during a disaster. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. It was my pleasure to share with you how to write a great paragraph to get you the score that you need of 7 or above on the IELTS exam. Now, I want to say, Pritish, thank you for joining. Sophie, thank you so much for stopping in. Harry, Sharif, Shankar, Ali, Zarfishan, Jitendra, Singh, and that's S-I-N-G-H, Mushfik, Niaz, Yogesh, Sarafat, Salam, and Masuda. Thank you so much for coming today, and I hope that if you watch the replay, if you have questions and you post those questions for me, I would be more than happy to address them. Thanks again for coming in today. I'm Dr. Priscilla, the CEO and founder of Speak Excellent English, and I want to invite each of you to join the Speak Excellent English Academy. I will post the link for the Speak Excellent English Academy if you wish to join us there. That is a monthly group. We meet it's a 24/7 meeting group, and you can ask questions. Your questions will be answered. There is no specific time, but you will learn a great deal just by being a member of the Speak Excellent English Academy. So here's the link for the Academy, and I hope to see many of you joining us there very, very soon. Okay. Again, please join the Speak Excellent English Academy. Thanks, guys. Have a great one. Bye-bye.